What's going on, people? I am your host, Brennan Everett. Welcome back to Brennan's Packer Talk and more. And yeah, we have a lot to talk about. First of all, where has Brennan been? Well, Brennan has been sick. And also, there wasn't much to talk about, but I have been sick. I want to say for a good while. I still am, actually. I'm still not even fully better, believe it or not. But yeah, I mean, let me get into it. So, I thought I had a cold. I have taken just about every medicine, allergies, cold medicine, and it's still not getting better. I'm a lot better than I was, but ultimately we're not 100%, and I still got nasal congestion. Sometimes I get ear pain, sore throat, dry mouth. At this point, I think it's chronic sinusitis. I don't know how you say it. But, I got blood work done. Everything on there pretty much looked normal except for my triglycerides. So, hopefully we'll get back to 100%. We'll make a recovery. I think I had also a really bad reaction to some medicine. But luckily we're doing better now, and I'm able to make a video. And also there is a lot to talk about today on one of my favorite days called Free Agency. Yeah, Free Agency. One of my favorite days. In fact, it's one of my, it's literally a holiday. It's one of the best days ever. Free agency, the start of free agency for football. It is the best. Let me tell you. And usually it's not the best for us Packers fans, but it's still very interesting. But today has been very interesting. It actually started yesterday. I was out and about in town, and I saw Devondre Campbell release, which saved us about $10.5 million. So I'm like, okay, waiting for David Bakhtiari to get released. Well, earlier today, David Bakhtiari gets released, and so I'm like, okay, so it's really happening. Packers are about to make some splashes. Well, they made some splashes, all right. They got Josh Jacobs on a 4-year, $48 million contract, which only $12.5 million is guaranteed. Aaron Jones actually signed a very similar, signed the exact same contract, 4 years, $48 million contract, but the only difference between Jacobs and Jones's was Jones got $13 million guaranteed instead of $12.5 million guaranteed. But I'm going both ways on this one. It's like one part of me is like, yeah, we got Josh Jacobs, stud, but it's like, we did Jones so dirty, it feels like, he was the heart of the Green Bay Packers. And, it's just sad to see him go, he did so much for this team, and, I really want to thank his dedication for everything he's done, for this organization, he was the heartbeat for this team. But unfortunately, that's the way the business side of things goes sometimes. Sometimes you can't keep him forever, and you gotta let him walk. And hopefully, he'll get paid what he deserves, and he'll be back to being that top running back. And it just won't be for us, unfortunately. So we'll have to settle for Josh Jacobs, which is not a bad option. The only caveat with Josh Jacobs that I see is his tread. His tire tread is worn. But that doesn't mean anything, because look at Derrick Henry. He's worn. He's rushed for about 2,000 yards. Or he's had 2,000 attempts. Whatever it is, an insane amount of attempts. Or no, it was like 2,000 yards, sorry. I'm getting really confused because I don't even have the stats. Let's look it up, because I don't want to say something and I'm wrong. But I'm pretty sure he rushed for 2,000 yards. So it's either 2,000 attempts. 2,000 attempts. Sorry, 2,000 attempts. What am I doing? 9,502 yards. 2,030 attempts, to be more specific. And yeah, but Derrick Henry, the tread is there as well. But he's still performing at an elite level. And he's 30-something years old, so it doesn't concern me, the tread. If Derrick Henry's doing that with 2,000 plus attempts, 1,300 attempts, he's 26 years old. I think it's risky, but I don't think it's the contract isn't bad. It isn't an overpay by any means. I think it's a solid contract for Josh Jacobs. Also, the way the Packers structured it, I think I was reading, it's kind of like a 1-year deal and then 3 Packers options. So if we really want to keep him, we'll keep him. If we don't, we didn't like what we saw, see ya. And hopefully we'll have a running back underneath him. Hopefully we'll draft one, which we should be drafting one. But moving on, this was the splash. Packers sign Xavier McKinney. This is one I was expecting to happen all day. I was just waiting for it to break out because I was like, there's no way he's going to Philadelphia. No way. He's got too much of a connection with Green Bay. I forget the guy's name, but there was a connection in Green Bay. There's no way Xavier McKinney's not going to sign with Green Bay. I mean, we've got the money now, and he's going to be the guy at safety. Like, what else could you want? And we have a promising future. Unlike some of these other teams, there's a promising future with us. So I think he took it, and that's why he signed with us. He took our plans, he took our proposition to him, and he rolled with it. So, how would I grade free agency so far? I'd say it's a B+ to an A. But obviously that Josh Jacobs, Aaron Jones, it's going to be interesting. Time will tell if it was the right move or if it was the worst move that we could have ever done. And I'm thinking it's a solid move. I know it's risky, but I'm not going to be the guy to say it's the worst move I've ever seen, because I still think Josh Jacobs has something left in the tank. I don't think he's going to hit the wall just yet. But time will tell if I'm right or if I'm completely wrong. And but yeah, overall, I think free agency, it was solid. It's been solid, but we've got a while. This is just the first day, people. And we're already seeing a bunch of moves. Kirk Cousins to the Falcons. Kind of expected it, but a bit of an overpay from the Falcons. Yeah. 35-year-old coming off an Achilles tendon tear. I don't know. Hopefully he can play at the same level, because coming off those injuries, it's not an easy thing to do. Coming back from those injuries, it's not easy. John Runyon, former Packer, went to the Giants. Now we got to see where Aaron Jones is going. Who the heck knows? I would assume Dallas, but I could definitely be wrong on that. As for Derrick Henry, I've got no clue where he's going. Ravens are a potential destination for him. Other than that, I don't know. Dallas said they weren't in. They were out. Is reports that I was reading. They said, yeah, he's out. He's out of the running. So Dallas isn't even going to consider him. But I mean, if Dallas gets desperate enough, they might. I mean, if they can't pull off Jones, which I would be shocked if they don't get Jones, because I think that's where Jones is from, then yeah, I think they pivot towards Derrick Henry. They're desperate for a running back. But I mean, that's going to wrap it up. How I grade the moves, I'm going to grade them individually. I graded them as a whole. I thought it was a B+ A. As for Devondre Campbell release, I think it just had to happen. I give that B+ an A. B+ to an A. David Bakhtiari, I give that an A. You know, you just can't keep somebody that keeps tearing their ACL. I love David. Thought he was a great player when he was healthy, but it just unfortunately just wasn't meant to be anymore. As for just got some news. Buccaneers are trading cornerback Carlton Davis III and 2 draft picks to the Lions for a 2024 third-round pick. That's interesting. Oh, buddy. Now I gotta deal with Carlton Davis. Thanks. But anyways, moving on. We also had the signing of Josh Jacobs. I'm gonna give that C+ to a B. It just depends. It really does depend. Is Josh Jacobs gonna hit the wall, or is he going to continue to be a stud? That's why I'm giving it a C+ B, because I'm not for certain yet. I'm leaning towards it's going to be a B+ and A, but, just for the sake of it, because we don't know for sure I'm going to go with C plus to a B. As for Xavier McKinney, A plus. You hit that right on the coffin. That's the best move the Packers made all day. That was the most interesting one in my opinion too. Actually, I lie. That's not the most interesting one. That's the one everyone was expecting. The most interesting one and shell shocking to me was Josh Jacobs. No way. And then the even more shocking move was getting rid of Jones, which I give that. Not a big fan of it. F plus to a D. Honestly, it's not even in consideration for a D. It's an F. Oh man, you got to keep Jones. He's the heartbeat of the team. But I get it. You can't keep them all. But yeah, that's gonna wrap it up. It's gonna be a different season, different time. It's definitely gonna be interesting. That's for sure. But hopefully that doesn't come back to haunt us in any shape or form, any way, shape, or form. And but yeah, hopefully these moves are the correct ones, and but time will tell. And but for right now, I'm pretty hyped up. I think they're great moves, and looking forward to next season. It's gonna be interesting. But anyways, that's gonna wrap it up for this one. We'll continue to make videos. I don't know if I'm gonna be sitting here talking to a mic all the time, because if they're just moves throughout the day, I might want to get it uploaded as soon as possible. Make maybe like a 1 or 2 minute video on it with my phone. But I definitely felt this was worth sitting down and talking in front of a mic about. Today was definitely worth it. I mean, especially when you lose Aaron Jones, the heartbeat. I mean, it's just going both ways right now. I mean, I'm one part of me is very happy, and another part of me is just very sad. You got to lose some to get some, though, and that's the way the business side of it works. And but anyways, hope y'all have a great rest of your day, and until next time, peace out, people.